It's being billed as the East-West Showdown, and players from near and far have converged on Yonkers, New York. Get ready for some Australian rules action as Stateside Footy comes to you from the Empire State. We are at Tibbetts Brook Park in Yonkers, New York, the site of the 2015 East-West Showdown. Hello, and welcome to Stateside Footy, the program that brings you the game of Australian rules football as it's played here in the United States. Alongside camera operator Stacey Robert and guest commentator Brian Barish, I'm Bill Robert. Today, 3 women's footy clubs from the East Coast and 1 from the West Coast converge on this ground. In the first match scheduled today, the New York Magpies, the host club, will face the visitors from the West in the San Francisco Iron Maidens. Later on, each of these teams will face a combined side featuring players from the Baltimore-Washington Lady Eagles and the Boston Lady Demons. But first, let's get to the Iron Maidens and the Lady Pies. We've already seen the Lady Magpies in action this season, and they are a formidable mix of veteran players and promising recruits. Players like Drea Casillas, Heather Serpico, Ashley Singer, Allison Vorsatz, Janet Beyersdorf, amongst others, have really stepped it up for Coach Christina Licata's Lady Magpies this season. We've yet to see the Iron Maidens from San Francisco, but someone who has is USAFL media manager and good friend of Stateside Footy, Brian Barish, who today joins us as a guest commentator. Brian, what can you tell us about these ladies from San Francisco?
Well, they're a very athletic group, Bill, and they have some very, very good players, led by Brett Brower, who is, in my opinion, the second best ruck in the country, and she's also the backup ruck for the U.S.A. Freedom national team. They also have Jessica Estrada, who can play on the run just about anywhere, and Millie Bruce as well, who is played in Australia for many years and can show up just about anywhere in the field as a rover. They, as good as they are, and they are very good, they're missing 2 of their better players today in Carly Smolak and Bevan English. But still, this is a very strong team from the Iron Maidens that have made the trip out here, and this first game is going to be really, really good.
So we're getting ready for the first match of this special Saturday afternoon. Beautiful one, by the way. No rain, no clouds, and no oppressive humidity either. It's really gorgeous out today. Actually, at this point, we have to stop a little bit and just explain that we had some technical issues, and due to that, we're only able to bring you the last part of that first game between San Francisco and New York. However, we can get you caught up as to what happened during the game. The Iron Maidens got off to a strong start with the excellent ruck work of Brett Brower. The first player to find the sticks for San Francisco was Jessica Estrada. The Iron Maiden in the number 2 jumper started San Francisco scoring with a goal to make the score 6-0 at the time. San Fran added another major later in the first half, along with 3 minors. And as hard as the Lady Magpies tried, all they could manage in the first half was 3 behinds, and the clubs went into halftime with a score. The San Francisco Iron Maidens, 2 goals, 3 behinds, 15 points, and the New York Lady Magpies, 3 behinds, 3 points. The second half saw more Iron Maiden scoring as Meglione and Paloma Ojeda both found the goals and upped the team totals to 4-3-27. The team later added another minor score. Meanwhile, New York started to mount a bit of an offensive themselves, adding a behind and a goal to pull within 3 straight kicks of the San Franciscans. And it's with the score, San Francisco 4-4-28 and New York 1-4-10, that we join the late game action between the Iron Maidens and the Lady Magpies right here on Stateside Footy. She gets it to the boot. And almost intercept marked there by the Iron Maidens. Right by the goalpost. You can see the goalpost. A couple of people go into it. That was Lauren Skonechny.
I was going to let you say that.
Thank you. And so it'll be balled up.
Yep, ball out straight in front.
And once again, Brower. Oh, my goodness. She's terrific in that ruck. Kick down goes past a couple of sets of outstretched hands. And trying to move with it there was Sherman. Not quite, though. And once again, we have a bunch of players going to ground. And they'll call for it once again.
San Francisco won the Western Regionals that was held back in July in Davis, California, defeating the Arizona Lady Hawks and the Sacramento Suns. And, you see players like Sherman and Brower, like I said, her and Hallie Lee, the 2 ruckmen for the national team, they both have different skills, but they both are very, very effective.
Intercept mark taken there by Casillas.
Speaking of effective.
Yes, and she will kick it ahead now and goes over everyone. Then takes an unfriendly bounce, but it winds up in the hand of Janet Beiersdorf, who drops it. And with it now, there we go. Lady Pies have it. She can't get it to the boot, though. And now San Francisco coming out with it. Kick going right up the corner. Once again takes a weird bounce on the inside edge of the ball and bounces back instead of rolling forward. And we've got a player wrapped up. And
Sherman had it for San Francisco.
Sherman had it, but she was wrapped up there by Grace Kaplow, yep.
And she gets the free kick.
All right.
They're going to call a good tackle on that.
Mm-hmm. And she will get the free kick now. Gets it to the boot. Booms one into the forward 50. And let's see, it's going to roll and taken by San Francisco. Goes off of goes over a set of hands. Bounces off of Sherman, though. Serpico in there trying to get it. Also, actually, one of the Lady Pies there, she got it, but just as she got it, she was taken down. No prior opportunity, says the umpire, so he'll call for it again and toss it right up.
So the ball comes, Brower in there against Koff on the ruck, and this time Koff appeared to get the hit out, but in the end it's cleared by the Maidens. The mark almost taken, it's dropped. Then everyone goes down as again that's Maguillon. There's McHale off who kicked it out when it was deflected there by Castillo, and it's worked all the way back down towards the goals, and then finally they have to pick it up, turn around, and go over the shoulder, but across the face, and it's going to be marked right there on the line by one of the Maidens, and it's cleared out to the near side as they shake the extra sketch. Almost taking the mark there was Estrada again, and then going inside, and a good mark taken there. And it's taken by Skonechny again, number 35. So Skonechny will have a kick from in front. It's not the greatest of kicks. It's off to the side. In fact, it's out of bounds, but I believe it did bounce inside the field. A player did it. I think it might have gone out on the full, and it has, yes. So here's a free kick for San Francisco from their back pocket as they lead 28-10. Here midway through the second half of this first game here of the East-West Showdown here on Stateside Footy. Brian Barish alongside the great Bill Robert as that one is kicked inside 50 again. And again, the Maidens, or rather the Magpies applying pressure, but we have a whistle. And it's going to be a free kick to the Magpies. Alyssa Regetz will take it. Regetz is very good. She's a very solid player. She's hard running. She's in just about every contest. She's posted up a little bit of a chip shot. I think she was trying to pinpoint it over the middle, but Sherman's able to clear it out. Casillas is in there to pressure, and she's able to paddle the ball along. Still kept on there along the ground up into the corner, and then picked up by Koff. Koff is hauled down over in the corner, and then the ball ping-pongs around and goes out of bounds for a boundary throw-in. San Francisco doing a pretty good job of getting the ball forward. As we mentioned, there's a couple of players, Bevan English, who plays mainly defensively, who's not here, as well as Carly Smolak, who plays up on the forward line. And off of the ruck, Hemingway tries to move with it, can't do it, and Koff kicks it ahead now. Hemingway has it now, and then she is wrapped up by one of the Lady Magpies. One of the Iron Maidens. However, one of them caught her high, so Hemingway will get the free kick. And she's capable of making shots like this. She made one from this distance during the Parallel Cup. She's also a former soccer goalie as well, played semi-professionally in Japan. And that's a big kick headed in, and let's see. I think it's there. I think it is, too. That's gorgeous. What a great kick by Kim Hemingway. All right, there we go. In fact, that's her second scoring shot, her first major. And they're starting to crawl back in. The question now is time pressure. Do they have enough time? At this point, they still trail by 2 straight kicks. So even if they get those 2 straight kicks, all they can do right now is get a draw. She is having a fantastic season. I mean, the Magpies are playing, I think, the best. And you've said this previously, Bill. They're playing the best footy that we've ever seen them play. But Kim Hemingway is the star of this team right now. She's doing everything, really everything. She's running hard, and she's kicking hard and kicking straight as well. And there she is in the ruck, and she hits it out, not quite to advantage as the Maidens are able to converge upon it first, and we have a whistle and the ball up on that side now of the center square. That was a gorgeous kick. Oh, it was a great kick. Beautiful. I'm telling you, it's, like I said, she was a soccer goalie. You have to be able to kick with some considerable amount of distance in that capacity. As San Francisco had it momentarily, Marks with a handball straight into the middle to Castillo, who goes deep, look inside 50. It'll get there on a bounce. but picked up defensively there by Taylor Davidson, and Davidson is able to get it along, and they kick it out to the far side, and the ball is marked.
Marks for the handball. This call brought to you by Irony.
Yep. I'm sure there's some drills where you can do handballs for marks. Not here, though, but kept up on that far side, and again, it's going to find the boundary line. That was Kira Lahane, who was over there for New York. Ball comes spinning back in the play again. Again, Brower is there to slap it forward, just as she's done all afternoon, or all morning, as the case may be. Versatz is over there, and then one of the players is held down. And it will be, the ball went over the line, so it will be a throw-in directly across from us. Ball's up, and again, Brower, but this time it's to Hemingway. Hemingway with a worm-burning, mongrel, finger-breaking kick, but it finds the boundary line. Again, it's another throw, and as the ball sort of marooned on the tree side of the field over there.
That'd make a heck of an album title, you know.
What's that?
A worm-burning, finger-breaking mongrel kick. Yes. Heck, that'd be a good name for a band.
Yes.
Once again, Brower hitting it out of the ruck, and she has done a terrific job here today. So it's basically this entire club. They still lead by 2 straight kicks, but getting there first, it looks like it's going to be Ashley Singer. Singer got there just before Casillas. She's able to get into the boot now, looking for Regetz. Regetz is able to actually, let's see. Nope, doesn't matter because the hands go up, the whistle goes off, and indeed, we are at full time. And they've flown east, and they've come away with an impressive victory. The final score here in Game 1 of the East-West Showdown, the San Francisco Iron Maidens, 4 goals, 4 behinds, 28 points. And the New York Lady Magpies, 2 goals, 4 behinds, 16 points. Brian?
That's a very good game, despite, it's a 2-goal game, but very hard fought by New York. And, we've seen here on Stateside Footy the Magpies quite a few times. And, this year they've gotten better and better. San Francisco is a very good team. As they said, 2-time defending runners-up. And even with some of their best players, they played really well. But hats off to both teams. It was a very good play game, and they each have one more to go here.
Right, and the Lady D is actually warming up on the sidelines right now. And that's going to be the game we're going to bring you next here as we start game number 2 just about. It'll start in just a few minutes, actually, after the break. Take 3, 2, 3, 2, 1. That game will start after we get back from the break here. Coming up next, it is the San Francisco Iron Maidens back in action. They take on the Boston Lady Demons. Well, technically, it's the Lady Demons and a few members of the Baltimore-Washington
Lady Eagles.
The Lady Eagles, yes. But they're wearing the Boston jumpers, so we'll just refer to them as the Lady Eagles, and that game will come up next. Stay tuned. You're watching Stateside Footy.
Australian Rules Football? In the U.S.? That's right. The United States Australian Football League is in a city near you. Go to USAFL.com. Find your team, check them out. We're a group full of men and women just like you. Join us for the fun athletic competition. Stay for the camaraderie.
We want the champion!
Log on and sign up to join your team at USAFL.com.
The umpire is coming out to the middle of the ground, and the players are assuming their positions, and we're just about set for another Australian rules match between the San Francisco Iron Maidens and an East Coast club. This time, it'll be, well, technically it's the Boston Demons with a few of the Baltimore Lady Eagles thrown in there, but they're wearing the Boston jumpers. We're going to just call them the Lady Ds for now, because half the time, the Baltimore-Washington players end up playing with the Lady Ds anyway, and Emily Reel was a Lady D for quite a while, so heck with it, we're just going with Lady Ds here. And they're going with tossing the ball up, and it's a hit out, and right away, San Francisco up with it and knocked out. Here comes Alicia Olsen with it now. She's able to knock the ball out, and Wuchner has it now and tries to kick it ahead. Winds up in San Francisco hands and tapped ahead and almost marked, but not quite. The Lady D's in there right now battling in defense, and they do kick it out, and Caitlin Deal giving chase. I believe that's that Peterson or Sherman out there, 22 or 20?
22 is Sherman.
That's Sherman.
Yeah, it is 20.
That is 20, so that would be Peterson then. Rachel Peterson for the Iron Maidens. Tapped out and in there as Karen Stableline. Actually, no, 25, that's Amanda King for the Lady Demons. Confused because sometimes when Karen Stableline guests with the Lady D's, that's the number she wears, 25. But right now, San Francisco moving it once again, going up the corridor. And bounces over the head of Andy Williams. She gives chase right now. She's beaten to it by Estrada. But Estrada tries to handball it off, and handball doesn't really go the way she wants it to go. Kick goes in, and
throw in.
Okay. That's what I was like. I saw the kick, and all of a sudden, where'd it go? Oh, no, actually, might have gone out on the full because Alicia Olsen's got the free kick now. Olsen, a stalwart on the back line for the Lady Demons. She gets it to the boot, kicks off a nice big one, and then it goes off a couple of hands. Kicked ahead there by Castillo, and goes off a hand. Lady D's working with it right now, and that's Wichner. She kicks it ahead. And not quite intercept marked there, though, by San Francisco, but they're able to kick it back. And giving chase right now, that's number 6. That's Jen Beaudoin for the Lady D's. It'll roll out of bounds, and we'll have a boundary throw in, and it'll be in the San Francisco right forward pocket.
Throw in now, and the Iron Maidens looking to strike early here, just as they, they didn't really do that in the first game against New York. It's touched on the line, still loose for it. There's a battle for it, and finally, did that squirt through for a minor score, or no? It's going to actually be a ball up straight out in front.
Just in the shadow of the goals.
Yep. No score, but one may be imminent here as Brower tries to hit out to advantage. They tie it up. And then finally, there's a handball across. That's kicked and smothered by Jessica Wuchner. Wuchner is in there on the tackle on Brower as Brower has to give it up. Williams is in there. Again, Jessica Wuchner is in there. And we'll have a ball up on that far side.
Nice shepherd on that loose ball by Wuchner.
Yep. Wuchner, by the way, playing her first game with the Boston Lady Demons. She spent this past year playing for the Western Bulldogs in the AFL Women's Comp. We'll actually be talking to her in between games as the ball gets tipped around. And then almost in front, Sherman is in there for San Francisco, and then it's handled out straight out in front. It is tipped. Brower is going to go in there. She bustles through, and then good job by Arredondo to take down the player with the ball. Looks like that was... I thought that was Estrada at first, but it isn't.
Nice job there by the Lady D's, Lisa Arredondo. She is the head coach of the Lady D's this year, and she's been very involved with doing things in the club. And she gets it to the boot now, and right in the hands of, there's an old familiar face, Emily Reel. Well, not old per se, but a very familiar face. And might I add, a face that's really nice to see there because she's one of the stalwarts for the Lady D's. Now Wuchner's got it. She's got some space. She takes a running bounce, kick toward the goals, and it's going to be, looks like
behind.
Just wide. But nice job there by the Lady D's. And Wuchner, after taking that feed from Emily Reel, put those two together, they could be very dangerous.
They could be extremely dangerous, especially the way that you see Wuchner's experience paying off there. She knew exactly what to do. She knew she could get by. She was in there on the play there, but couldn't claim the mark. We have a whistle out in the center of the ground, and it's going to be a free kick. And it is going to go the way of the Lady Demons. And, in fact, that is number 5 in there, who is Sam Schultz, who played very well in the development game back in Fort Lauderdale for the U.S.A. Freedom. She gets the ball back. It ping-pongs off the defender
Sang.
In front off of Sang. And, again, we have a whistle. And Mike Murphy, wearing that spectacular Sweden national team jumper, will come in and ball up. He said, this is the only thing I have that's yellow, but it's pretty good. King in there was... feeling the wrath of Brett Brower in as it's kicked all the way down there. It goes into a one-on-one contest. Running out and getting to it and picking it up as Maguillon, but she can't claim it cleanly. And finally, that's Olsen there who's able to bang it out to the near side. It's picked up by one of the Demons players. It's kicked up right in front of us, and it's going to roll over the boundary line as just going in to get it was Sarah Flacchini, who was able to go and grab it.
The Skyriders in rotation over us here, writing a dot matrix message. I think it says "Surrender, Dorothy."
It says "Goodbye, Dustin Fletcher." No, it says something else. I guess.
It says "World at Play," something like that. But yeah, we have to see if we can get a shot of that at some point because that's really cool that they're doing that. Anyway, back to the game, which by the way has gone out of bounds, so there'll be a boundary throw in.
The ball has, not the game.
Yes.
We're like shiny. We're like little kids. Ooh, look, something shiny in the sky. As they fight for it right in front, and then finally, one of the that is Courtney Sherman, I believe, for let's call them the Magpies for the Iron Maidens, and we're going to have a ball up straight out in front. Brower is going to come in and paddle it forward again. It gets knocked to ground, and then finally it's 25 for Boston.
That would be Amanda King once again.
King again. Schultz had it for a moment, then lost it. King's got it, lost it again. We have a whistle, and another ball up straight in front. San Francisco once again holding the territorial advantage, but it's 1-0 to Boston on the behind by Jessica Wuchner, who started out defensively. She did play more of a forward role. She plays for the East Fremantle Sharks in the Western League back in Australia and played in that same role with the Western Bulldogs in the AFL this summer. Brower again gets the better of King, and then Castillo was in there. It's tied up. It pops out to Sherman, who just gets a toe to it. Still battling for it in there is, looks like Maguillon. And finally, the umpire comes in, balls it up. San Francisco knocking on the doorstep, Bill.
All right, once again, they'll toss up the ball almost in the shadow of the San Francisco attacking goals. Hit out once again by number 22, that's Sherman. However, she can't really advance it. They've got it now. That's Estrada. Estrada gets it to the boot. That's looked to be heading a little wide. It's actually intercept marked there by Alicia Olsen.
Great job.
She has done this before, and she's one of the most exciting players to watch on this Lady D's club. She's just so solid on that back line, and she kicks it out now. She's a darn nice kick too. And they try to get it to Wuchner. Wuchner's got it now, but then she runs right into a couple of the Iron Maidens. Iron Maidens definitely bringing the heavy metal with them today.
That's. Yeah, I'll allow that reference. Yeah. If you didn't hear Stacey Roberts, she said that she was waiting for it. I'm glad that somebody got that. I think that's the point, though, Bill.
Oh, I'm sure I can boost the audio and get that in there somehow.
Yeah.
And a free kick going to the Lady Demons. It looks like it'll be a Wuchner, yes, as we try and figure out what they're writing over our heads here. Yes, we're easily distractible. What can I say?
Yes.
Nice kick there. Will she find her target? It goes just over the outstretched hands of the Lady Demons. Kaylin Deal almost had it there. And it's loose right now. Deal almost had it once again. She's able to smother that handball attempt. The ball goes back to ground. It's loose, and we've got a whistle and
throw.
Pinged for a throw. We've got a free kick for the Lady Demons. Who's going to be the recipient of this free kick?
Well, they throw it, yeah. No, they're giving it.
Who are they giving it to?
Who wants it?
Yeah, exactly. That's going to be, I think that's Amanda King.
It is.
Amanda King with the free kick.
They need to create a lead for her right into the mark.
The player on the mark. However, another Lady D, she got it right out of the boot and
stable line.
But
it's an intercept mark.
Yep. And then kicked ahead and over the hands of both players, actually. Goes to ground now. Estrada's got it there. She's trying to move with it, but she's hauled down. And we got another whistle, and it looks like we'll ball it up.
Yep. It's still 1-0 in favor of the Boston Lady Demons here. The second game of this East-West showdown. The first game, the Iron Maidens defeated the Magpies. And again, they're getting most of the momentum here, but up on the cash register where it counts, they haven't been able to cash in. And we have a ball up or a whistle on that sideline over there as number 10 for Boston was over there. Or that might have even been 0. That was Ashley Mallett. There was a 0 involved in the number. In any event, the game is back on. Wuchner is looking around. She throws it on to the left foot.
Kick.
Almost. No. By a Stabline in and out of the arms there, and then a handball back, and San Francisco will be able to clear it away.
Almost intercept marked once again by the Lady D's.
Strong kick, a long one, and it's picked up by Castillo, who gets around one, or rather that was Maguillon. Maguillon kicks inboard. It's handballed straight out in front, and then tackled right on the line. And it's going over. I think it's going to be a brush.
Estrada got a boot to it.
Yep. But either way, I believe it's going to be a rush or a behind either way. So that evens the score at 1. With Ashley Olsen set to put the ball back into play for the Lady Demons.
Yeah. Alicia Olsen with it now, and she will take the kick in from her back goal square and delivers it. Nice job there. Gets it basically in front of everybody so the Lady D's can take it on the lead. They try and soccer it ahead a little bit. Then San Francisco tries to bring it back. Wuchner in there once again. I'm sorry, that's not Wuchner. That's just saw the bun there. It's on number 0. That's Ashley Mallett. And we got a couple of players going to ground, and the whistle goes off, and I believe the umpire will call for it and just toss it back up for grabs.
Yep.
And here we go once again, both players going at it and hitting it out. I believe that's Leone, 26. They would have hit it out there. Or is it Williams, 28? I didn't...
No, that is Leone.
Okay, that's Leone. Okay.
Very interesting to see her play in the ruck. She's relatively new, but, it's good to get involved very early on.
And once again, they'll call for it as we have a number of players on the ground, all going for possession of the ball. And they'll do it once again. And Leone taps out to advantage. However, as she gets it over to Castillo, she is wrapped right up. And the tackle made there by Samantha Schultz. And they'll toss it up. Actually, no, they'll give the free kick. They called it a prior opportunity. So Schultz will get the free kick.
Sam Schultz, one of the Baltimore-Washington girls, very, very tenacious.
Bang! Stabline gets it. She's got the mark. And the Lady D's now have the ball once again in their attacking half. Can they get it to forward 50? Kick goes over. Marked almost there by Real. And the ball goes to ground now. And, it's almost a...
Should have been a throw.
I was going to say that looked like a throw. And the ball rolls now, and Lady D's have it once again. Lady D's putting up a good fight so far. Tries to get it to stay line, goes over her head a little bit there. Winding up with it now, that's Castillo. Castillo then wrapped up and tackled.
She still has it.
Wow. And it's marked by one of the Lady D's. Once again, Boston showing up there and doing the job in defense. And she will get it to the boot now. She'll kick it ahead, looking for, almost marked there by one of the Iron Maidens. Loose ball on the ground. San Francisco trying to move it ahead. Looks like they'll have it now. No, actually, they get in there. Amanda King tried to deflect that one a little bit. And with it there, that's Mallet. Mallet gets hammered on that one. And once again, it'll be a ball up.
Now you're just gaveling for jokes.
I guess so. And once again, Lady D's almost had it there. That's Wuchner again. She's able to get it to the boot. Nice little kick. Can they get it to somebody? It takes a bounce. And it's just going to skip ahead. And that's going to be a really nice result for the Lady D's, even though they weren't able to get to it. It's actually going to result in a throw-in from their left forward pocket. So if they can move some numbers up and try and get somebody there to get the boot on the ball.
And that's exactly what they're doing.
They might be able to add to the lead here. They're trying to flood the zone a little bit there. And it goes over both rucks and will roll out just about, actually. It's... I guess they're calling it out again, so another boundary throw-in, but still a good result for the Lady Demons as they push in their attacking half, trying to get another scoring shot. Right now it's tied at 1 apiece, and it goes once again over all the ruckmen, and kicking it out now as the San Francisco trying to get it there. So a stay line. Not happening, though. And with it there, that's Castillo. Castillo dispossessed, however. And in there now, King has it. King tries to grab it. She's in a wrestling match with one of the San Francisco players.
Sam Schultz again in there on that tackle, and we mentioned her tenacity. And for me, she was the best on ground for the U.S.A. Liberty. She was best on ground for the U.S.A. Liberty during the development match in Fort Lauderdale.
And she's tackled, and let's see.
Throw-in.
Tackle made by Emily Reel as the ball goes out of bounds, and once again, oh boy. And it comes up and taken by Wuchner. Wuchner once again gets a nice kickoff, and it's intercept marked though by one of the Iron Maidens. I believe that might be Marks.
Yeah, 13 is Julie Marks.
And Julie does mark. And she kicks it over Emily Reel's head, but Reel gets it now. Handballs off to Kaylin Deal. Here come the Lady D's. Lady D's kick ahead, and Marks once again tries to get it, but it looks like it'll find the boundary line first. It will. Deep in the right forward pocket, Lady D is still pressing, and once again a boundary throw-in, and time for them to really kind of get moving on that.
This is a very, very good passage of play. It's very good to see, and I think you're seeing the Wusha factor in here because, I mean, the girls are playing well around her, but I think just that extra both, they really have stepped up the game. Wuchner has it.
Yeah,
she throws in
it,
don't argue. There's a nice bounce. She'll throw it onto the left. Over the top, almost taking it was Deal, but they're able to clear it out now in front. Wuchner's going to be able to pick it up. She gets down. She's tackled down by Flacchini for San Francisco as Williams chases in Castillo and Maguione, and Maguione was able to paddle it out of bounds. This is a very, very, very good job by Boston to really put the pressure on. I think this is the best I think we've seen them play all season. Maguione out of the tap. She's hauled down by Reel. And in the whistle, I believe they're going to call it, and she's hurt.
Yep.
That was a rough tackle, and it looks like she may have had it looks like she had a cramp because they're coming in to help her out.
Yeah, they're actually rubbing her calf there. It looks like what they call a bit of a corky.
That's very, very difficult. I mean, it's a clean tackle, but to get it in the act of kicking as Reel plays on. Up that far side looking for Wuchner. Yep.
Nice.
She'll go back. She'll go back to take a look. She'll come across the field. Another big booming kick. She outkicked everybody though. Williams is on to get it, but it's cleared out of the back by Marks, who spears it on through. It goes on through. Maguione can't get it. Picked up again. I believe that's Sherman, and I believe she was going to get tackled high, and it has been. They're going to bring that back for a free kick for San Francisco.
Indeed, the free kick being paid against Samantha Schultz, number 5, and with it there, that's going to be Courtney Sherman now taking the kick.
Sherman doing a very good job stepping up in the absence of Carly Smolak.
And the Lady D's take it to try to move it ahead. Kaylin Deal trying to tap it a little bit now, try and make some more space for herself. And it's a race to the far boundary. And let's see, we got another whistle, and looks like it might have gone over the line once again. Although someone's calling for it, so maybe it's a free kick. Free kick. So I believe that's Wuchner again.
Yep.
Who's factored quite a bit into this stuff today.
She has. I mean, it's the you can see the experience. You can see, I think, the difference in there. But the Boston girls are playing up around her. As San Francisco now has it, though, they both teams, I mean, have gotten chances, but each team just has the one behind. And we're going to have a ball up straight out in front again. Brett Brower in there as she's able to tap it down. Castillo, and it's marked in front. A good job of getting free of Olsen by the full forward there. And she'll have a kick for goal. I believe that's going to be Peterson. No, it's Fiona McAlpine, one of the other Aussies on the team, and she makes no mistake from dead in front. So it took most of the first half, but we have our first goal of the match. That takes the San Francisco Iron Maidens on the 1-1-7, and 1 point only for the Boston Lady Demons.
And the Lady Demons have had some opportunities in their forward half. They just have not been able to convert. Let's see what they do here now that the ball is going to be brought back up to center.
But this is very good to see. I mean, they're playing really, really well, and they deserve to really get some of these chances. I think the only critique I could say is that they're getting the ball forward, and those forwards have to lead out a little bit more, especially when Wuchner has the ball or when Deal has the ball, and Schultz to get out and create space to either take the marks or clear out spots so they can have a clear shot on goal.
Okay, set to toss it up once again, and here it goes. And basically, Real didn't even jump up. She was waiting to basically do the roving, and she's got the ball now. Handball's out to Kaylin Deal. She is wrapped up right away in the midst of 3 Iron Maidens. And let's see with it now. That's Castillo. Castillo kicks it in, and it's marked. And she's just going to kick in. It looks like another goal there. That was number 12, I believe. Actually, I don't see a number 12.
No, I believe that may even be number 2.
Number 2, that would be Estrada.
Yep.
Okay. So really quickly, bang, bang, 2 major scores for the Iron Maidens. As a result, now they lead it 2-1-13. Still the Demons stuck on just that one minor scoring shot. So right now 13-1, and the Iron Maidens are up by 2 straight kicks. Here we go again. Just a reminder, by the way, if you see this game and you're new Aussie Rules and what you see interests you, check us out online. It's vimeo.com/Stateside Footy. You can check our complete library of games going back over 6 seasons to our first games back in 2010. All American played Australian rules football games. And once again, trying to get it out of the ruck there is Castillo. She is wrapped up a little bit there by Samantha Schultz, and the ball going back into the half once again, the attacking half for the Iron Maidens. That's Estrada with it now. She tries to tap it ahead, gets it back to herself now, handballs it off, and then that kick was smothered. I believe Alicia Olsen's got it now. She's able just to get it out, and it's just going to be a push through. They're just going to rush it for a behind, so that'll be another minor score.
You can see the pressure starting to get to the Demons' back line now, but they're holding as strongly as they can against this strong Iron Maidens pressure and pushing forward. So it's 14-1 now. They kick that one up on the far side. And it's controlled by San Francisco again. A good job by 2 of the Demons players to go on and get it. McAlpine again there for the Maidens. And then that one is kicked in towards the sticks, and it is off target for a minor score. So that takes them on to 2-3-15. And still 1 behind for the or did that go out? No, it did go. It did go through for a behind. So 15-1 is now the score. So San Francisco starting to roll snake eyes a little bit. And again, this is a team that they have the weapons, and there's one right there. That one is straight through for a goal right off the kick-in. And that is, in fact, Jessica Estrada, who kicks her 2nd of the game. So that very, very quickly, the tide is turned after, I would say, about 15 minutes of back and forth and struggles. San Francisco has emerged as they have gone to 3-3-21 to 1 point for Boston. I started to say, Bill, San Francisco, having made the championship game, the grand final, in each of the last 2 national championships, have come really the closest to challenging Denver. The way that they're playing, this may be the year, but don't count out the Bulldogs one bit. They'll still be strong when they get the nationals.
And once again, coming off the ruck, San Francisco looking to move it ahead. And that kick is smothered. And we've got another whistle. And that's halftime. So right there, It started out as a very even battle, but San Francisco really turned on the Jets in the last few minutes and got a whole bunch of scoring shots out of it. At halftime, the score stand, the San Francisco Iron Maidens, 3 goals, 3 behinds, 21 points, and the Boston Lady Demons, 1 behind, 1 point. Coming up next, second half action as we continue our coverage of the East-West Showdown. You're watching it right here on Stateside Footy.
Second half action about to get underway. This game between the Boston Lady Demons and the San Francisco Iron Maidens. The Maidens going from left to right on your screen or device of watching choice. And once again, the Iron Maidens pushing forward. Brower will chase after it. She gets to it. She just shakes away from her defender and then kicks that one up on the near side. Arredondo is digging after it, but Estrada had it. Thought the ball might have gone out of bounds. She'll paddle it on forward. Now we'll pick it up and then tackling Estrada was Arredondo, and now here comes Schultz. Schultz, wow, right down the throat of Jessica Gray, who is right there to take the mark. Jessica Gray, who plays her club football normally for the Denver Lady Bulldogs, has flown out here for some game experience for the Iron Maidens as she kicks that one inside 50, but a good job by Olsen to take the mark in the last line of defense. She's played a very, very fine game so far for the Lady Demons as the fullback. She'll look out to the left side. Real can't get it on a couple of hops. She has to dig in to try and get to it. And now they run into some contact over there. Williams, I believe, was over there for Golden Gate. Real picks it up, and we have a whistle, and it's going to be a free kick. So a free kick to the Iron Maidens up on that far sideline. And thought it was Brower for a second. That actually maybe... No, it is Brett Brower. So Brower will go in short, and it's marked by Fiona McAlpine, who kicked a goal in the first half for the Iron Maidens as they look to extend their lead. So McAlpine will go up short. It's a ski jump ball. Who wants it? And it's marked by Estrada. So very, very slowly I turn, step by step. They are inching towards the goal. Estrada's kick is on the way, and it is dead, center perfect.
That's
another
beautiful.
Goal by Jessica Estrada. That is her third of the game, and that extends the Iron Maidens lead. That takes them on the 4-3-27. And it's a 26-point lead as Boston has just one behind.
You can always count on Estrada when the chips are down.
That's true. That's very good. You're on point.
Stretch.
You're on. No, I like it.
That's a wicked stretch.
No. Although I'll take. I think Jessica Estrada is a better kick than Eric Estrada.
Probably.
And we mentioned some of these players. Estrada was one of them. Brett Brower is a good deal of national team representation from the Parallel Cup, which was held at the beginning of August. Emily Reel was one of them as well.
And trying to get it there was Sang, but not quite. And it's kicked forward once again. San Francisco moving with it. And that's Estrada once again. That's a beautiful kick. It's going to go a little wide, though.
Great job of shepherding by Brett Brower, though, using her size to get in the way and allowing for a clear kick for Estrada.
And now, once again, Alicia Olsen to take the kick in from her own back goal square. Looking for Emily Reel. Winds up in a whole bunch of Iron Maidens. And once again, San Francisco looking to add more points. Kick goes in, looking to set somebody up in front. And, we had a couple players go down. Looks like that was number 6. That's Jen Bodoin went down a little gingerly, but she got right back up. And they try and get it over to Reel. It bounces now and once again takes a San Francisco friendly bounce. Oh, boy. That went right out and taken by Alicia Olsen now. Olsen kicks it ahead. Tries to get it out of there. San Francisco moving with it now. Once again, they kick. And that's going towards the goals, and that's going to be wide, it looks like. Or what?
Nope, they're celebrating.
Oh, that's a goal. That was number 45, I believe. That was Maggie Owen.
Yep.
And right now, I think we're seeing the floodgates start to open a little bit.
Just a little bit, and San Francisco really showing their class. But I'll say this, they're not getting very many easy goals, and they're not getting very many easy chances. San Francisco has had to earn just about every single one. And Maggie Owen there, who is very omnipresent in that forward line. We mentioned, Bill, in the first game that she played not only in the development game, but also in the senior game for the U.S.A. Freedom. We thought that was Wuchner, but that is Schultz. They both have the bun. Schultz is able to pick it up. She says, "I know nothing," and gets tackled by Brower.
I thought you were doing a test on there for a second.
Ooh. I thought that was Wuchner, but in fact that was Schultz. Brower wins the hit out.
Yeah, we're losing it here. Let's see.
Just a little
handball.
bit.
Let's see. Well, the umpire, I think, just played air guitar.
Maybe.
And awarded a free kick to Emily Reel. So she gets paid the free, and she's going to run up now, get it to the boot.
I don't think that was a run. I think that was a creep.
Yeah, for some of us, it's a run.
Yeah, that's true.
Most of my exercise comes from jumping to conclusions. So, and
you have the mat, right?
Yes, I do. And I have it right with my TPS report covers. Tossed up once again as we have a whistle as the ball was tied up and hit out once again and looked to be to advantage for a moment, but San Francisco could not field it cleanly, so they didn't get the clinical clearance you'd look for, and it's starting to come ahead once again. San Francisco moving towards the goals now, and that's going to be a long kick, and that'll be a behind. One of the longest worm-burning grubbers you will ever see for a minor score, and now it's 5-5-35. 34-point lead for San Francisco, and Olsen takes it, tries to kick it to Reel, winds up in the hands of Deal now. So that ball was the real deal. Yes. And
I knew that was coming.
Deal's got it now. She kicks it ahead, looking for it, but not getting Amanda King. And with it now, that's Castillo. Castillo with a kick in, and she can't mark it. She goes to ground trying to field it, handballs it off, and with it now is Estrada. Estrada kicking it wide, and it looks like it's going to be out for a boundary throw-in, but still a really good result for San Francisco as they do get the boundary throw-in in their right forward pocket.
They're hemming the Lady Demons in a little bit more here. They got it trying to get some of those outlets to Reel, and she's pinched back a little bit to help out. Meanwhile, Brower again is able to get the hit out, but here is Emily Reel as she's tackled before she gets to the ball. Let's see what they call. I believe it's going to be a high tackle. And it is. So high tackle to be paid to Emily Reel in her own left back pocket. It's a low line drive, and stepping up and reading it is Maguillon, who again is very present in that middle on the wing there. She'll look to see what she has in front of her. There's a kick high in the air. It's over everybody's head. And then finally it's Chung-Yi Seng who gets to it. And now up on the far side, going after it. The Demons had it momentarily, but Maguillon has it. It's a line drive of a kick. It's going to roll, and find out of bounds in the boundary pocket. So throwing upcoming again, San Francisco with a chance here. The score is 35-1. It was a close game for, I would say, the first 13 or so minutes of the first half. As the Boston player gets tackled, Brower able to pick it up. She turns around and kicks it. It's a whirlybird. And then just paddling it on, nurdling it on, if you will, is San Francisco. That one's for you, Bill.
Thank you.
And now we have a dog pile there. Throw a blanket over about 20 players. We'll have a ball up on that far side. Mike Murphy, our umpire, has done a fantastic job today. Your checks in the mail magic. There's a good job by Brower. Again, the hit out. McAlpine is thrown to the ground. It pops up in the air, and Reel's there to clean it up and bangs it out to the near side. What kind of help is she going to have? Well, it rolls past number 12 there which is Lauren Gagnon for Boston. It's over the line and out of bounds for boundary throw-in.
And once again, the boundary throw-in right about at midfield here as they get set to put it back into play. Beautiful Saturday afternoon here in Yonkers, New York. We're at Tibbetts Brook Park. This is the East-West Showdown, Game 2, between San Francisco and Boston/Baltimore-Washington. And Arredondo gets it. As soon as she grabs it, though, she is hauled down. Reel's got it now. Reel with a handball off, looking for her target. That would be Jessica Wuchner once again. And heading toward the ladies' end of the ground momentarily. But then San Francisco started moving it back. However, Wuchner's got it now, looking for a target. She's just going to get it to the boot and get it ahead. Takes a bounce, and she's got it now. She's able to get it to the boot. Who's going to get there first right now? San Francisco with numbers, and it looks like it's going to be a behind. So the first point for the Lady D's for the second half, and it's going to be a single. Looked to be a bit of a rush behind. One of the things about Lady D's was we were talking about numbers, and there were actually two San Francisco players back there against just the one, Lauren Gagnon, just the one player for the Lady D's. And right now we have one of the Lady D's who is down, and that is number 4. That's Kaylin Deal for the Lady Demons. And once again, she's getting up now. but she's hobbling a little bit.
And Deal's been very involved with the play so far in that back line, so that's not a good sign. Hopefully that is a relatively minor, and hopefully she'll be back for the rest of this one and the next game, which is coming up against New York.
Hopefully. I mean, the last couple of years we've seen some bad injuries with the Lady D's, some knee issues. Holly Tuffel went down, Christina Calvillo, Jen Vogel had an injury. A lot of players, just some injuries and just knees and things like that. And now it's kicked out once again, and Wuchner tries to get it. But San Francisco moving it ahead once again. Goes off of a few hands. It's loose now going through the center. Emily Reel's going to get there first. It'll sit for her. And then she's able to handball it off. And Wuchner with it once again. Actually, I'm sorry, that's not Wuchner. That's once again Ashley Mallett. And we've got a whistle, and the umpire will call for it. And we'll toss it up for grabs once again. Up we go, and hit out. I think that hit the umpire.
Yep.
And with it now, that's
Schultz.
Schultz kicks it ahead now. And tried to get it over to Lauren Gagnon, but with it now, that's Wuchner. Wuchner with a kick in, and that's going to go wide, it looks like, but it'll be another point.
No, it was a goal.
It was a goal.
Wow. Woosha!
Wow, there we go. Welcome to America, Jessica Wuchner. That kick went whoosha.
Yes, right over the goal umpire's head. And you know what? From here, Bill, it did look like it curled around the post, but it did just get inside it. But again, we talk about veteran presence, and this is one of the reasons why she's over here. We talk about she's the first player from the Australian exchange program of the U.S.A. and I'll say this: hats off to Tony Fairhead of the Australian Advisory Board for the U.S.A. Andrea Casillas for setting her up here with the Boston Lady Demons. And she's in as a player coach, and we've seen, I think, the improvement just in this game of what a presence of a player like her can bring. And hopefully she'll be the first of many players we hope from the AFL to come over and help out with these teams here in the USAFL as the game continues. As Brower finds Jessica Gray, it's going to come in short over the head of Estrada. Running on is real, but it's going to be kept by the Maidens as there's a handball off straight in the middle from Estrada to McAlpine, but there is Olsen, who didn't really have to do anything, but she's going to get taken down. That's got to be holding the ball, and it is.
Yeah.
Jessica Estrada with a great job of staying with it to earn the free kick. The kick will come from the angle will be more of an issue than the distance. I would say it's about a 63.5 degree angle here with Schultz on the mark. The kick is going to be on the way.
Oh,
it's marked on the line.
Oh, wow.
By Alicia Olsen.
Wow.
She is having a game for herself, and it's not, I don't think it's indicative of the scoreline here.
No, it isn't. Well, you were mentioning the effect that Jessica Wuchner's had, and she's just gotten here.
Yeah,
and
she
to have
has.
That palpable an effect is pretty amazing.
She has, and she, like I said, she's playing more in the middle, which is more of a leadership role as opposed to playing in the forward line, which is where she played again for the Bulldogs and for the Sharks. So a little bit of I'm sure she's played this in the past, but in any event, the ball was marked by Brett Brower. She's going to have a kick from straight out in front. The kick is on the way. Power-wise was pretty good, but it's off to the left. In fact,
out on the full, I believe.
Don't see a signal from the umpire. And, in fact, I believe that has gone out on the full. Yep. So good job by Brower, or at least, to get the ball over there. But the direction of the kick, she may need a compass for.
Alicia Olsen has always been a solid presence on the Lady D's backline. She gets another nice kick in off, goes in the middle of a bunch of players.
Spoiled by King.
Yes, and once again, here we go, kicked ahead there by Gray. And Estrada's got it now. Estrada sells a bit of candy, gets it to the boot there, and that's going to go out, and we will stay in to start. But then it'll roll over the boundary line, so we'll have a boundary throw in. But once again,
as I say, as we sit here and eat our junior mints from Jessica Estrada, go ahead.
Oh, yes, indeed. So coming back now and being tipped ahead there by the Lady D's. Andy Williams has it now, and she gets knocked down. Emily Reel's got it now. Reel gets it out, kicks it over the head of Wuchner. And Wuchner, oh my goodness. One of the players took it, and she got, the question was that high, or did she get him? Nope, she got the tackle.
No prior opportunity, though.
Yeah, still nice tackle.
But she's been introduced now to Jess Wuchner.
Yeah, hello.
Good morning.
And the Iron Maidens with it once again as they move forward now. Kicked ahead right there. That was Brower once again. And going almost marked. That would have been a really tough angle, though.
By Musser. As she gets up, we have a whistle right there in the pocket. Lauren Musser, one of 2 first gamers. The other one, Meg Leone, who's played very well and helped out in the ruck, too. She kicked the goal in the first game.
Mm-hmm. And once again, it'll be balled up and hit out. And big grouping of players right there by the goals. And they're still active in going after it. And we've got the whistle to finally stop play. Bunch of tenacious players in the middle of that contest for sure. Right now, very hard footy down by the San Francisco attacking goals. And attempting the kick out there was number 20 for the Lady D's, who I don't have here actually.
She may be one of the New York players. They did lend 1 or 2 New York players.
I gotcha. And with Wuchner, she gets a reverse introduction there.
Yep. But it's tackling without the ball, so she earns a free kick.
And she gets it to the boot now. That's a nice kick. And it goes over everyone. There's a race for it now. Who's going to get there first? It looks like getting there first was Stabline. And let's see. We've got Stabline has it now, and then the whistle is blown. I believe we'll have a boundary throw in as she was knocked out of bounds with it.
Talk about Wuchner's kicks. I think the most recognizable figure for her screamer in the match last year, and also for her kicks where she's, I think, doing a complete split on them, is Taylor Harris from the Melbourne Demons. We'd love to see a player like that come over here at some point.
Well, considering that it's on my wife's license plate, I'm thinking maybe Daisy Pierce too.
Yeah.
Kick coming in now, and contest for it goes to ground. But, oh my goodness, going with there with his number 20, that's Rachel Peterson. Nice fight for the ball after the fact. Oh my goodness, going there, that was Laura Musser. Ran into a brick wall wearing the number 2. Olsen once again. Just showing her toughness.
Welcome to Australian Rules Football, Ms. Musser.
Yes. Keep in mind, once again, Arredoundo's got it now. But keep in mind, Alicia Olsen, actually, I believe, is a corrections officer. So anytime the Demons need to get out of jail, she's the one you talk to.
In more ways than one.
Yeah, especially after that. That was a gorgeous kick by Estrada, and she just reached up there and she marked it right before it went over. So that was a great effort by her. And the ball is off the ground now as Seng puts it up. And the handball, they attempted to get it to Wuchner, but it bounced on the wrong end of the ball and kicked back. And going to ground once again. And with it now, that's Wuchner. And she's able to get the kick off, and not a bad result, though, as they get it further up the field. At least now they're not standing with their backs to their own defensive goals. And so now it's going to go out the far boundary, right about at center on the wing. Hit out once again, and they get it right to Castillo. And then that marking attempt spoiled. San Francisco with it now. That's Williams. She kicks it up, looking for, not getting Brower, though. And once again, into San Francisco attacking territory. Late in half number 2 right now, second half of the game. It's 5-5-35 for San Francisco, 1-2-8 for Boston.
The Maidens still looking really fresh, Bill.
Oh, absolutely. And the Lady D's have to face the Lady Pies next. Last time those two teams faced off, Lady Pies won 113-0.
I think it might be a little bit different, though. They've definitely played very well in this first half. And again, Wuchner's presence is helping, but they are still playing well. That one's going to be out on the full.
Well, nice attempt there by, once again, I believe that was Estrada. Just couldn't get the banana on it. Went right out. So, as a result, it'll be another free kick from her own back pocket for Alicia Olsen. And she delivers a nice kick, and just over the head of Real, who then collides with another player. But she's able to get up, and the ball does go out of bounds, so we'll have a boundary throw in. Tossed up for grabs once again, and almost hit up by Brower. Loose ball now, Lady D's converge on it, but San Francisco winding up with it. Kick goes wide now, and here we go. San Francisco on the march once again, looking for a target in close, and I believe that's Estrada once again, and oh boy. From an angle.
Wow.
That's just gorgeous.
Wow.
That is a sick goal from Jessica Estrada. 6-5-41 now for the Iron Maidens. And 1-2-8 for the Lady Demons.
She made it look easy, didn't she?
She did.
She did, yep. And again, I mean, she was all over the place. And, I remember calling her name a lot when we were down there in Florida for the Parallel Cup. In fact, my dad mentioned it's very rare to have my parents listen to me call a game, but he was like, I love the way you called Jessica Estrada's name. And I think she did too. But in any event, here's Maggie on out of it again as here comes the Magpies, the Maidens, almost again, Estrada with a nice one-handed mark attempt. She goes down. It's kicked inside 50 again. Olsen's going to go back.
Another intercept mark. Beautiful.
Another one. That was a can of corn there. She was able to get away from McAlpine. So here is Olsen, who'll come to the near side looking for Reel. And Reel can't take the mark as Gray was over there. She might have heard footsteps, as was Paloma Ojeda, who, by the way, was we had mentioned wasn't sure who scored the goal. It was Paloma Ojeda who scored a goal in that first game, so we want to make sure we get her credit. Brower with a nice tap on a hop to Gray. Gray is taken down and now picked by King, and now picking it up is Schultz. Schultz with a kick as a wounded duck in towards the middle, though. That was sort of a reverse barrel. Sherman's going to pick it up. She steps aside from one tackle, picks that one up and kicks it into the middle. It's tapped down, gets by Arredondo, but then clearing it out was number 10 for Boston, and that one was barely 15 meters, and it's Seng who takes the mark. She'll go in short up over the top looking for Williams. It wasn't 15. Play on, says the umpire, and then marked straight out in front there by
Beaudoin.
And Beaudoin throws it onto the boot. That's sprayed out to the far side. And now they'll run after it over into the corner and then kicked in towards the goal direction. And, in fact, it's going out of bounds. And the Lady Magpies, who are warming up for the third and final game of this East-West Showdown, will be the ones who retrieve it. As the ball will come back in, we'll have a boundary throw-in up on that far side. As the kick now is in towards the goal, and it's marked. A good intercept mark taken there.
Julie Marks again.
Right, Julie Marks again. Up on that far side and looking for, there's another nice mark over there by Rachel Peterson, one of the Aussies. Peterson will kick that one up in short. King gets a finger on it, but it bounces right to Schultz. Schultz kicks that one towards the target, but it's sprayed wide. It's going to roll, and sausage roll itself out of bounds.
Gently up the stream.
Gently up the stream and out of bounds for a boundary throw-in. But Boston, we're going to say, had some good opportunity, but they are beaten by the clock. And winners of this one, San Francisco, they have taken both of their games here in the East-West Showdown. The final scoreline reads the San Francisco Iron Maidens 6 goals, 5 behinds, 41 points. The scoreline for the Boston Lady Demons, 1 goal, 2 behinds, 8 points. Very good game, and again, Boston, they look like a most improved team, Bill.
Mm-hmm.
The scoreline doesn't really show it, but again, we've said it many times. Jess Wuchner, has really sort of provided a spark, but the team around her really stepped up. Especially look at Alicia Olsen and all the saves she made back there on the back line. So a very good performance, and it's going to be very promising to see how they do against the New York Lady Magpies.
And we'll see Wuchner and her new side in action next against the host club, the New York Lady Magpies. It's our coverage of the East-West Challenge, Australian Rules Football with a New York state of mind. It's coming up next, so stay tuned to this edition of Stateside Footy.
Australian Rules Football? In the U.S.? That's right. The United States Australian Football League is in a city near you. Go to USAFL.com, find your team, check them out. We're a group full of men and women just like you. Join us for the fun athletic competition. Stay for the camaraderie.
We want the champion!
Log on and sign up to join your team at USAFL.com.
And the ball goes up, and we have action once again. And it's the Lady Pies and the Lady Demons, perennial rivals here, Boston and New York, as the ball goes to ground. And immediately we will have a whistle, and it'll be tossed up for grabs once again. Tossed up again and hit out, and in Lady Pie hands. Lisa Regetz with it now. She kicks it ahead looking for a target, but it's not going to get there as it continues to roll wide. Regetz has it now. Handball's back to Beiersdorf. She kicks it ahead now looking for, and then not quite finding her target there. That was number 40. That was Claire Algozin. And Lady D is trying to move it up now. And, oh boy, here we go. Wuchner's got it now. Wuchner's got it, and she kicks it ahead. That's a beautiful kick. Goes over everyone.
Look at that.
She's gonna get
Look at that.
Oh, my goodness. All the way.
What a goal by Jessica Wuchner.
That was a bomb. On target, just made it all the way, and all of a sudden.
Wow. Magnificently captured by Stacey Robert. So Jess Wuchner with she had one in the previous game. She has one here, and that's a great way to open the scoring. That had to have traveled about 60 meters on the run, straight out of the MCG.
Nice.
By
nice
Jess
reference
Wuchner.
there.
And there she is again.
Running bounce, and she's going to get it to the boot. Not quite as much of a bomb as the last kick. Winds up in Magpie hands. She'll kick it ahead now. And let's see, there's a battle for it. Just almost going to the boundary there. And going for it, one of the Lady Pies there, along with that's Karen Stableline for the Lady D's, and also Lady Pies, I believe. That might have been, was that Bayersdorf?
Yeah, that is Bayersdorf there, and free kick to Stableline.
Stableline now. Kicks it, nice job looking for. Oh, not getting it to Emily Real. It just kind of drifted over her head, and here we go now. Casillas gets the ball out to one of her teammates, but it's intercepted by Stableline, who then kicks it up toward the forward line, and it just goes past the outstretched hands of Sang. And who's going to get there now? Oh, I think Wuchner tried to soccer it off the deck. And that's another goal.
Wow.
Off the deck. Welcome to the USAFL, Jessica Wuchner.
And for those of you who may have not watched the first episode from this tournament, firstly, go back and do it. And secondly, Jess Wuchner, just a matter of weeks ago, was playing for the Western Bulldogs of the AFL Women's Comp. She was drafted number 17 by the Bulldogs in this year's draft. And she's come here as part of the USAFL's Australian player exchange. As we have a throw here, she threw up the ball before hitting it. So free kick to Boston as it is Karen Stableline who goes in short, but it's picked off by Wolf, who come back in the other direction. It's going to one-hop in, and King can't get to it cleanly, and then picked up again by Algozin. Algozin is taken down, picked up again by Hinojosa, who was dispossessed and harried there. Again, Algozin is there. The ball's on the deck. They chase after it. Bayersdorf wheels around and kicks for goal, but it's off to the side for a minor score. Good persistence by the Magpies, who... we haven't seen them so much on the back foot so far this season, but after two quick goals by Wusha there, that's what they've been. So it's 12-1, back to an 11-point game.
All right, and Alicia Olsen takes the kick from her own back goal square, looking once again for her target there. Emily Real working in the Lady D's engine room there at midfield, and it goes to ground right now. And Lady D's look to hand it off there, and Schultz tried to get it there. She's got it now. Is not able to get past Regetz, but I don't know.
She
no
tried
prior
her.
Opportunity. It almost looked like she might have gotten. There was a chance she could have gotten pinged there, but she didn't.
She's trying her dribbling skills there, soccer dribbling skills.
And we have a whistle as both players are brought to ground, and the umpire will call for it and just toss it back up for another a ball up there. Up it goes once again, and hit out by the D's. And Real's got it now. She's wrapped up immediately by Regetz, who gets it now and actually gets it to the boot. And it's marked.
Algozin.
Let's see if it goes in.
Yep.
Al goes in there.
She's backing up a little bit. Yeah, that's about where you want to be. Olsen on the mark. Nope.
Oh, my. No, that's where you want to get it. That's where you want to get it right there.
Sam Wolf. That wasn't a howler.
Ooh. The Wolf has struck. And that's the first major for the New York Lady Magpies. Now they trail just by 5 points. It's 2 straight 12 for the Lady Demons and 1-1-7 for the Lady Magpies.
This is developing into a very, very good game here, and definitely, I think, a lot different from the last two games that we've seen these two teams play this season.
You know, it's funny because Wuchner's getting the 2 goals so far, but you don't want the Lady D's to be completely dependent on her for points. Real gets it ahead right now, and it's going to be, it's actually going to take a bounce, a weird bounce, and it continues to go through the toward the goals, and kicked off the deck once again, and it looks like it's going to be a point, as we've got a couple of players going down.
It's like Sang in there for Boston. I don't see a signal. I wonder if it crossed the line first. Checking on the Magpie player who's still down. It looks like they both went after it. I think it might have been a clash of shins there. And indeed, that was Taylor Davidson, the fullback, who is just now getting up.
Still no determination about whether or not, but it looks like she's taking the kick in from the back goal square, or was it just a free kick awarded? I still haven't seen a flag from the goal umpire review.
I have not. We'll assume that was a free kick. There was contact in there.
And let's see, the ball goes, once again, New York trying to get it out of danger. And just about going after it there was number 10, who, once again, we don't have for the Lady Demons. And with it now, that's Lessa Regetz once again. Gets right around Emily Reel, sells some candy there, puts one along the ground, and it sits, at least momentarily, for the Lady D's. And nice shepherd there. And it's kicked off now, and that kick was number 18, which is Christina Glynn. Loose ball now at the center of the ground, taken there by Siobhan McHale, who then gets wrapped up.
Free kick.
Looks it. Yep. Free kick going to Sam Schultz. Schultz, I believe, for the free kick. I think the umpire determined that there was prior opportunity.
Nothing.
That's a gorgeous kick as it goes basically over everyone. Giving chase right now, one of the Lady D's, who we don't know because we don't have her number. And a bunch of players go down and tackle. We've got a whistle. And the question is, will they ball it up or did they award a free kick? And they awarded a free kick, and it's going to Woosha. Worcester's got it. Heck of an angle, but maybe she can deliver it in front.
I will be shocked if she doesn't score from here.
And let's see. That's going to be a scoring shot, but I think it went a little wide.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a minor. But that means that the Lady D's lead is back up to straight kicks now. 2-1-13 to 1-1-7. So right now they lead by a major score.
And Wuchner, as I say, I joked about it, you should be able to hit from that angle, but that is very difficult. But I'll tell you what, it's a good even game for the most part, even though Boston's had, I think, a little bit more of the territorial advantage. New York is really fighting, and here they come forward again up on that far side. Beiersdorf is going to dig for it. Will it catch the line? Yes, it does. And a good job of harrying over there by Christina Glynn as well for Boston. 13-7 the score here in the third and final game of the East-West Showdown here on Stateside Footy. Brian Barish alongside Bill Robert. Great to have you along as well here as women's footy here in the USA and really growing. And this is a fantastic one of the few all-women's tournaments that we've seen here in the USAFL, but it's good to see them and good to see it here in New York. The ball ping-pongs around. It's picked up by Reel. She handballs it on. The kick for goal. It's kicked on the way.
That's a goal.
And it is, in fact, a goal there by number 21 for Boston.
Another mystery player.
As we mentioned, and I believe there actually may be one or two of the players for Golden Gate to help them make up the numbers as well, in addition to New York. But in any event, there's another goal for Boston. That's now a two-straight lead there. It's 3-1-19 to New York 1-1-7.
And they'll bring it up to center once again to toss it up for grabs. And going after it now for the Lady Demons, 22, who, once again, we don't have. But I'm wondering if that's one of the other gals from the Iron Maidens. Coming out now, and with it, here come the Lady Pies.
Hemingway.
Hemingway kicks it, looking for a target. Spoiled there by Andy Williams. And trying to get it there is Hinojosa. Off the boot there from Beiersdorf, yep. And it's marked in defense once again. Alicia Olsen doing such a great job on that Lady Demons back line again. She is so solid back there. And she just looked like she might have ski jumped that one a little bit. But it was marked. Taken there by Kaylin Deal. Good to see her back up again. She was down for a little bit. Although, it's number 4, but that doesn't... Is that Kaylin Deal? I don't think that...
I'm not sure.
Looks like her.
I'm not sure.
Anyway, we'll
they may have swapped jumpers there. As we mentioned, there are a couple of players from some of the other teams that are again helping them make numbers. We are playing 14 aside, by the way. At least that's what the chatter was before the game.
We need a table in the middle like basketball so people can report substitutions and things. Let's see here. One of the Lady D's tried to wrap it up there, tried to pick it up and do something with it, but she was corralled, just taken down by one of the New York players, and we'll have a boundary throw in as the ball did go over the line. Once again, tossed out on the far boundary at center. I believe that's Wuchner once again trying it. And now the Lady Pies have it, and they're trying to advance it. Going back, Lady D's, bit of a handball there. Then knocked down by one of the Lady Pies, and the ball goes to ground once again. And with that there, that's number 46. It's Amalia Ridwan. And ball goes back to ground now. And, yes, we're getting back to aggro twister now. And, tried to grab it, ran into a wall, and they're just going to ball it up. Sam Wolf just hangs on there. They'll ball it up. And Lady D's have it now. Bit of a handball right into traffic, though. Almost like a rugby scrum in rugby league. You just put it in there, and Bounce it out.
Or as they call it, a lean on.
A lean on. When you're not strong, I'll be your friend. Let's see here. Yeah, I know that reference kind of withers. But anyway.
That was the better joke.
Thank you.
Stick with that one.
Okay, and once again, the Lady D's try and move it ahead, and it bounces into Lady Pie hands momentarily, and they're trying to advance it and winds up going over the line, out of bounds. But once again, a good result for the Lady Pies as they get the throw-in their forward pocket, the right forward pocket. Trying to get some numbers in there and work with it. Knocked away by Emily Reel, though. Kept in, though, momentarily there. That was number 28. That was Jenna Nevins. And one of the Lady Pies gets wrapped up.
Lee.
And it was Julie Lee with it. She gets wrapped up.
Weird to see Heather Serpico having to come in and take the ruck there, sort of atrocious.
And fisted ahead. Now almost got it to Wolf, but then taken by the Lady Demons. And she does a nice job getting it to the boot. However, did it go in or
not? One arm up.
One arm up, so it did not go out on the full. Nice break for the Lady D's. Better to give up just the boundary throw in than the free kick. And it's tossed up for grabs once again. And it goes through everybody. Lady D's have it now. Handball goes out. Here comes Boston. Oh, a nice little bit of selling the candy there. And the loose ball, however, not picked up in time. And Ashley Singer had it momentarily. With it now is Regetz. She is tackled, but not before she gets a handball off. That's Beiersdorf once again. Lady Pies looking to move. Wolf's got it now. Wolf gets it to the boot, and that's a goal.
Yes.
That's her second, actually, her second major. And once again, they bring the deficit back to only a straight kick. It's now 3-1-19 for the Lady Demons, 2-1-13 for the Lady Pies.
Wolf doing a very good job of getting away from the defender there, who is Sarah Maguillon, who is one of the players for San Francisco, who is, again, helping out with the Boston Lady Demons on this side. But a great job by Sam Wolf, who's been one of the players who's been around this Magpies team for some time. And one of these veterans that really has stepped up along with the rest of the team for the team's success there. So it's back to a one-goal game. Out of the center, as Hemingway is in there with the ruck. And then 21 for Boston is able to wrestle it away. Handballs it on. Smothered, picked up by Beiersdorf. We have a whistle, and it's going to be a high tackle, free kick to the New York, and it will be Beiersdorf who was caught high. Again, the deficit just one goal, and both teams, I mean, this is a very, very even contest so far, and it's good to see really from both teams. Beiersdorf's kick is long and strong. It'll take a bounce. Getting over is Hinojosa, chased by Olsen. Olsen gets her foot to it. I'm wondering if that was out first, because that might be out on the full. But I think indeed there were some appeals for out on the full, but it looks like it's going to be a... no, it is going to be out on the full. Yeah, Olsen was just trying to get her foot to it, but she was too close to the line. That is, in fact, out on the full. So here is Kim Hemingway from a rather acute angle. She is another one who is very, very capable of hitting a shot like this. Hemingway's kick is up high. It's a goal!
Wow!
I told you!
Wow! There we go.
Well, Kim Hemingway says you don't have to have played in the AFL to hit a shot like that. And I mentioned in the first broadcast, Bill, that she has really stepped up as the star of this team and can do just about anything. She helps out in the rucks. She helps out, she runs hard, and she kicks goals like that. So we are all square here at Tibbetts Brook Park, 3-1-19, each of two, as we near the end of this first half.
I was actually hoping Jason Holmes had a kick like that in his AFL debut, just so I could call it the Star Spangled Banana.
Or you can call it the homing pigeon.
There you go. And now it comes out of the ruck once again. Lady Pies looking to move it up ahead. They've just leveled the scores. They're looking to hit the front now. Big kick into Lady Pies attacking territory. And it'll take a bounce and then just skip away before Julie Hansen can get it.
Jamie Hansen. That's an M. I know. That's my handwriting. I apologize.
Is that an N or an M?
That's an M. That's Jamie
an M.
Hansen.
Okay, Jamie Hansen. All right. Later we'll provide the English to Barish dictionary. Coming out of it, tapped there by Beiersdorf. She's unable to get it to the boot, though. The Demons look to kick it out. Handball now right into the hands of Kim Hemingway.
Look out.
Oh, boy, here we go. That's going to go, and that's a minor.
Score.
But it's still enough to put the Lady Pies in front. Right now the score stands, Lady Pies 3-2-20, and the Lady Demons 3-1-19. And Lady D's kick it out. The mark is taken. after the kick in from Alicia Olsen. And it's now being kicked further up the field. Lands just short of Emily Reel. And Lady Pies look to run with it again. With it there is Grace Caplow. And we've got what looks to be a free kick. And she'll be getting the free kick. So another opportunity for the Lady Pies here. Lady D's put on the pressure early, but right now it's all New York. The home club here looking to get a win out of today's activities here. And it goes in. It's marked, intercepted. Nice job there by the Lady Demons. And now what they need to do is chain some possessions together and just get it up forward.
Still looking for something.
Something, anything?
Anything? Bueller.
There we go. And it goes to ground once again. And the Lady Pies kick it right back into the zone. And Olsen's there along with one of the other Lady Ds. Olsen gets it to the boot now. And
out on the full.
Out on the full. Free kick there for the Lady Pies.
Olsen's been sort of like a Hoover back there, sucking up everything that comes out over there.
Oh, she's been grabbing a lot. That mark she took on that kick by Estrada, though, was especially nice.
Yep.
And especially after she had just done a really nice smother and then gave up the free kick on holding the ball, but then came back and responded. And the Lady D's actually bounces off the hands of one of them, the free kick there, and trying to move it ahead, but they're stuck in their own back pocket. Kick goes ahead now, and it's marked. Ashley Singer with the intercept mark on the far wing here, I should say. And she just lasers one in, looking for a couple of teammates. Doesn't get to either of them. The Lady Demons run it out now. The kick goes, and it looks like it'll roll and be out of bounds. So it'll be a boundary throw in on the far wing. You're right, just about at center, Brian.
Directly across from us. Again, it's a 1-point lead to the New York Lady Magpies. A very, very good game here as we near the end of the first half. Straight up in the air, bounce down. Wuchner is over there. Check. No, that is Wuchner. Wuchner's going to turn on the Jets. That one is kicked inside towards 50 and marked by Emily Reel. This is about the distance that she cut through the wind against Denver when she was with the Lady Demons. And 3 years ago at Nationals, the kick is on the way. It is dead center, perfect goal to the Lady Demons and Emily Reel with her first. And the Lady D's have poked their nose in front. They go to 4-1-25. The Magpies at 3-2-20. It's a 5-point game.
Emily has left the area, so she's no longer regularly playing with the Lady Demons. Now she's with Baltimore-Washington, which is why she's up there today. But I got to say, it is really good seeing her wearing that number 9, patrolling the ground for the Lady Ds once again.
It is, and you know what? She's definitely, I think, one of the most dangerous players. But speaking of which, here's Hemingway with her left foot. It's high in the air. Battle for position. Bounces over the head of Skonechny, sorry. And it's out of bounds. I'm trying. And I'll have a boundary throw-in. It makes it even worse is when they're right in front of you and they can hear it as the boundary throw-in comes in. Oh, boy. As it's hammered out. Maggie Owen running onto it for Boston. She'll soccer it off the ground. Skonechny, Brian. Skonechny. Skonechny. Oh, gosh. Skonechny. And then we have tackle and a ball up. I was telling the story, there's a Canadian player who plays, I believe, in Montreal called Larissa Andrews-Sijan, and when she found out that I pronounced her name on the first go, she came down and gave me a big hug. So it pays to get those right. I don't think I'm going to be getting one from Warren when this one's done. Off the hands of Beyersdorf. Well, I think that was a crunch. I think she was preparing more so for the tackle than going for the ball, and then we have a whistle from behind there. That was a... That is, if you look up crash boom opera in the dictionary, that's what you're going to find.
Yes.
Ball up in the center of the ground as Hemingway will go up, and she tries to smack it forward, but it's hit out to advantage, picked up by Stabline, and almost getting the ball there. Now picking it up out of the rugby scrum situation.
It was Koff kicked it kind of straight up.
Yep. And now handball just sort of nurdled along. She's tackled dispossessed as Schultz kicks that one up high, and then coming over to take the mark.
Casillas.
Is Casillas. Drea Casillas still playing in her 10th season, still playing like she's a rookie. There's a kick on for goal. Well, I mean, she's playing as she has been. She's just been steady and amazing. As Maggie Young goes down into the corner.
That's a nice shepherd there by Singer.
Yeah, great job to pick it up. And still on that far side, it's handballed, still loose there. And then being dragged down by Maggie Young. They're down there again, mushroom farming, and that will be the whistle for halftime.
Wow. Interesting game so far. Lady D's in the front right now. Lady Pies came back. They were actually down by a few straight kicks, but came back and hit the front for a little while. But then the Lady Demons get back in front, and that's where we stand at halftime. At halftime here in this game, the score stands: the Boston Lady Demons 4 goals, 1 behind, 25 points, and the New York Lady Magpies 3 goals, 2 behinds, 20 points. Coming up next, the final half of action in this East-West showdown, and you're going to see it right here on Stateside Footy. And the ball goes up, and once again we have action. Hit out by the Lady Pies, but right into Lady Demon hands. With it now is Emily Reel. She handballs it over, and they're trying to move it up ahead now. Just continue with a quick chain of possessions in the middle part of the ground. And here we go now. She's actually going to get it to the boot, and giving chase there is Casillas. It's kicked ahead, though. It looks like the Lady Pies will have it. But then getting in there, that's Wuchner trying to get it, but winds up getting gotten there by Grace Kaplov, who then gets it to Allison Vorsatz. Vorsatz will stop, take the free kick.
Very lucky not to get called for playing on there.
Mm-hmm. And nice intercept mark there. That was beautiful.
Sam Schultz.
Yes. And she's now looking for a target. It's actually going to go wide. And once again, Casillas giving chase. And she's going to get it just before, actually, she got it just before it went over the line, but she couldn't stop her momentum, and she wound up taking it over the line. And as a result, we will have a boundary throw-in in the Demons attacking zone. And we've got it now. Kick, and that's actually going to go well wide. But it's going to stay in, though. It's going to be, actually, it's in play, and it kicks over, and it'll be actually a minor score.
That's like, no, it's going to go wait, huh?
Yeah. 4-2-26 now for the Lady Demons. So right now they're ahead of the Lady Pies by a straight kick once again. 6 points. And Casillas now with the kick in from her own back goal square. She delivers it now off the boot. Marked, intercepted. She's going to play on. She gets it to the boot, and that's going to go straight. Oh, no, it's going to go just. No, it's a goal. I wasn't sure. It looked like it might have gone wide, but no, that was a goal. So 5-2-32.
I believe that was off the foot of Ashley Mallet. Might have just caught it there, but Boston is all of a sudden, they've come out. That's very important for them to get a hot start.
Right.
So it's back to a 2-goal lead here. And we mentioned that there were a number of players for the Golden Gate for San Francisco helping out with the Lady Demons. That is Brett Brower in there at the ruck helping out for the D's.
And once again, they're trying to move it just somewhere, and it seems to be trapped in that small amount of ground. Now goes out wide, giving chase there is Wuchner. She's got it now. Gets it to the boot. Nice pass through. It's marked, and she'll stop.
So that's Maguillon.
Maguillon takes it now, and she will. That's a nice kick, too.
Woo!
Question is, though, Lady Pies have numbers. However, it's almost taken there by Stabline, but then kicked out and marked. And the Lady Pies are now working it back. Heather Serpico taking the mark for the Lady Magpies.
Serp's been pretty quiet today.
I was just about to say the same thing. I really haven't called her name much. Wrapped up now and dropping the ball. No call there. Play on, says the umpire. Lady D's have it now. Kick going over, and almost marked there. And we've got a race to the ball. She's got it. She's taken down from behind, though.
How is that not a call? That has to be something, because that was not proper disposal.
Well, I wonder if there's also pressure in the back, too. But let's see here. It goes out wide now to the edge. Real giving chase, but the Lady Pies have it now. And getting in there as well, that's Schultz once again. And it's been picked up there. I believe that's Arredondo who's got it, and she's not able to pick it up in time as it goes over the boundary line. So it'll be another boundary throw-in. Lady D's right now up by a couple of straight kicks. Seeing if they can add to that. And once again, just about to bring it through was a Wuchner, but she is dispossessed. Lady D's have it, though. Handball goes ahead. Lady Pies giving chase now. And handball goes out. And, big collision there right in the middle of the ground. Regetz has it now, and she handballs it right to a teammate. That was 44, Siobhan McHale. But then she was taken down. No prior opportunity, says the umpire. actually wasn't taken out, but just held up, and her progress was stopped, so the umpire will just call and ball it up. And hit out to advantage by the Lady D's. And we've got a whistle and a free kick going to
Magpies. Looks like the foul was against Allison Vorsah. She'll have the free kick.
Yes. And she'll just handball it off to Casillas, who now does a little bit of run and carry and then gets it to the boot, looking for and not quite getting her target. Bit of a spoil there from the Boston defender, and both players a little slow to get up. We've seen that a few times today. The ground here actually is kind of hard today. We actually, for our tent, when we were trying to get the stakes in for our canopy, one of the tent stakes just bent. The ground's a little hard today, and we're seeing a bunch of players hitting the deck and then taking a little time to get up. Whether or not they, maybe hurt or maybe bruised something or just had the wind knocked out of them, not sure. But the Lady Pies, once again, Serpico in there. But Lady D's kick, and, Drea Casillas almost intercept marking. She gets it now, and she...
Oh, look at that.
Wow. Gets through traffic, gets it to the boot, and then it falls between everybody. Beiersdorf's got it now. She's just going to do a kick right toward the sticks, and giving chase there is Olsen. She won't get it in time. That's a goal. Beiersdorf gets one back for the Lady Pies. And now it's 5-2-32 for Boston, 4-2-26 for New York.
And that all begins with a kick from Casillas, who was able to get away. She made a nice move to the inside, and with those long flowing strides of her, able to kick it inside. A great job by Beiersdorf to wriggle free, and then just put a pretty decent shot on goal, and obviously, it went through. So that cuts it to a 1-goal game.
But the key to that point, the scoring involvement by Drea Casillas, she had a bunch of Lady Demons around her, but she basically just parted the red and the blue sea.
Yes. Indeed, and she led the ball home as McHale goes off the side of the boot. Nice mark.
Beiersdorf again. She has been huge today. She's had some really nice plays, both in the game against San Francisco and this game right here.
Her dad, Rob, was a longtime member of the North Carolina Tigers. A little bit of trivia there for her. So she's going to go back. I think she's about 2 kicks from goal, but it's a good kick. She goes with the barrel. It goes up, gets behind the defenders there. It's still loose in front. It's tied up now, and I believe that was Schultz who was able to clear it out. McHale couldn't get to it, and Wuchner is able to handball it off, and Boston's at least able to relieve the pressure. It's a crash boom opera directly across from a Serpico in to chase it. Boston keeps it going forward. It hops in on one of the Magpies there. In fact, it went in on Davidson, and then up free, and now it's tied up. It squirts out, and then picked up by Regetz. Regetz bootlegs around to the left. She steadies and kicks. It's up high, out of the reach of Schultz. It's going to roll. Wolf is digging in for it. There's a low tackle by Beiersdorf. Play on, says the umpire. Arredondo is in there. It's still loose on the ground. And then Wuchner.
Oh, nice.
That's all she did was she touched it right to her foot and got it free. It goes out of bounds, but that is a huge, huge clearance by Jessica Wuchner.
You talk about ball skills, and sometimes, especially with the players that are very early on in their USAFL pursuits, as far as just getting the ball off the ground or if the ball's on a bounce, sometimes they don't handle it cleanly. Wuchner, she's just textbook as far as how to handle a ball that's rolling around the ground. She's done a nice job picking up a lot of these today.
She makes it look so easy, but then again, she has been playing, I think, ever since she was 16, so she's still looking at almost a decade there, and there's a bit of a wrap-up in front of us, and we're going to have a ball up there. And 21 for Boston is limping away a little bit, but we'll continue as Brower again. She's been very busy all day. She went in sort of awkwardly on Serpico.
Yeah, looked like a thigh to the face or something.
Yep. And she has to be down pretty low because Serpico's not terribly tall. It is going to be a free kick to Brower. Brower will kick it out into the middle of the ground. It bounces in front of not Kaylin Deal. I don't think that is Kaylin. It may still be her. We're not sure. In any event, the Magpies are able to clear it out onto the far side. It takes a hop. It's paddled on to the side there. And then Lehane is in there for New York with 7 for its stable line. Name slipped my mind for a second, and now they move it on. She's tied up, just gets her foot to the ball. And now it will roll very gingerly. It hits the edge of the square. Or no, I think that's actually a pothole. That's actually what that's for. So what they're going to do here is they're just going to blow the play dead because they don't want any injuries to happen. That's why that cone is there. Is there some sort of hazard? So they'll play on, and Wuchner was held up there as she tried to get the ball away, and it's going to be a free kick.
And the free kick there going to the Lady Pies. I believe that's Heather Serpico. Yep. And so here we go. Lady Pies once again looking to move it ahead. They're down by a straight kick right now, and it bounces into Boston hands. And once again, the Lady D's, she takes a running bounce there, is able to get around. Nice job there, selling the candy, and then just kicking it ahead. And then kick back there. I believe that was Taylor Davidson in there knocking it back. And here come the Lady Pies once again. I believe that was Casillas. And the kick goes there and kind of out and back. Lisa Arredondo gets it right now. She gets it to the boot and kicks it. Almost kicks it right to Casillas, but she cannot handle it cleanly. And Kaplo's got it now. And I believe that kick Wuchner smothered it. And let's see, we've got...
no fear.
Yes, indeed. Lady Pies once again looking to move it further ahead. Ball goes to ground. It's on the far boundary. Bunch of players going after it. And Regetz has it now. Lisa Regetz, she tries a handball back in. Winds up almost going to Arredondo. Lady Pies have it. She is wrapped up there. Drops the ball, but no call. Play on, calls the umpire. Kicked ahead once again. Going through the center. It's just a race to the ball right now. And it looks like the first player there should be Wuchner. Nice shepherd there by Reel, but unfortunately Wuchner taken down by Kaplo and also Serpico. And ball goes actually through one of the Lady Demons. I believe that was Brower once again. And they're just going to soccer it over towards the boundary. Lady D's have it now. It's a bit of a kick. And let's see. No mark. Play on, calls the umpire. And it's kicked ahead. Takes a bounce and almost knocked aside by one of the Lady D's. They've got it right now. And the handball goes ahead. And here we go once again. Kick into the forward 50. Andy Williams giving chase right there. A couple of Lady Pies as well. And one of the Lady Pies has it, and she's wrapped up, and we got a whistle. That was Taylor Davidson, who I believe might have been caught high, so she'll get the free kick.
Davidson's really stepped up in the back line for the Magpies here, and again, her first season after beginning her career with San Francisco.
And the kick from the Lady D's takes a couple of bounces, but then taken there by Renee Koff. She kicks it ahead. Once again, one straight kick, and this is a tied ball game. And it's going to roll out. Wolf couldn't catch up to it in time, so it's just going to roll out on the far boundary, and we will have another boundary throw in.
Just past the halfway point of the second half here, the third and final game of this East-West Showdown. San Francisco won both games earlier today, and each of these teams looking for their first win. It will be a big win either way. As the ball is rolling out of the back, New York's trying to get to it. All hands on deck, and that one squirts up. It sort of popped out of nowhere. Olsen's in there trying to extricate it, but can't. Schultz is in there. It rolls in towards the sticks, and I believe that's going to end up being a behind, and it will be. So it's a handy point for New York.
Indeed.
That cuts it down to a 5-point game. One straight kick will put them in front. It's 4-3-27. Boston 5-2-32.
Olsen's kick in marked there by Sang.
Great job by Sang. And now they'll look out of the back. They got to get something free there for her. It's looped up in the middle. It's not handled cleanly. They turn around and kick for goal.
Nice spoil by Olsen there.
Good job by Olsen again, keeping up some very stingy defensive work, and then kept in down in the back again. Olsen just soccering it on, keeping the ball alive, and then a great job of clearing it. But it is marked by one of the Lady Demons there in the back. I think I see it. That might be, saw Brower in the area, but it wasn't Brower. Up to the near side, looking for number 4, who has it. And she is dispossessed by Casillas. Play on, no call. One hops in. Williams is there, but she overran it. Williams, she's tackled by Davidson. It comes out, gets by Reel, picked up by Stabline. She paddles it on, tries to her own advantage. Lahane does a good job of nudging her out of the way. She kicks it up. It'll one hop in. Blocked there by... She didn't have the ball. They're going to call tackle without the ball there. The call was on Serpico. So free kick to the Demons out in the middle of the ground. Again, they still lead by those 5 precious points. Looking for Williams. It's just out of her hand. Or check that. That was 18, which is Glenn. Glenn will kick it off to the side.
And out on the full.
And it is, in fact, out on the full. So an opportunity to... I wouldn't say put the game away at this juncture, but to make it a little bit clearer. goes by the wayside. So New York will start from the back as Drea Casillas will put the ball back into play. Casillas, a very, very important member of this, not only of this New York team as its captain, but also the U.S.A. as its women's coordinator. And we talk about Jess Wuchner, but she was one of the factors in helping her get to Boston from Melbourne. Cleared out of there by, and a good mark as the clear out was by Elliott, the Serpico, who plays on. She goes up looking for Hemingway, who gets it, tries to get away from Brower, and then Brower throws her off the ball. A little bit of a shadow boxing match in there. Comes back down. Brower reached for it and couldn't get it, as could Kopp. Lahane dropped it, and now it's kicked on, and it's marked by Serpico, who snuck up all alone into the forward line. She's going to calm things down and take a look. She's going to come all the way back. I don't think she has the distance, so she's got to look for a lead. She goes inside 50. It's tapped down. Olsen's back there to try and get it, but it's going to be soccered on for a goal. And New York has hit the front. I didn't see who got the foot on it at the end, but the New York Lady Magpies have stuck a nose in front, and that moves them on to 5-3-33. It's a 1-point lead, 5-2-32 Boston, as we have roughly about 5 minutes to go here in the game. New York's first loss of the season came a little bit earlier today against San Francisco. They're trying to hold on to that very good record. Boston looking for their first win. They're not going to give up. The ball's out of the center again. It's kicked long. It's kicked inside, not marked. To the ground it goes. And then it's rustled through for a minor score by number 10 for Boston. So New York now has a 2-point lead. It's getting exciting, Bill. I mean, it already has been, but...
Yeah. Olsen takes the kick in from her own back goal square, and it just takes a Boston-friendly roll, but nobody but Lady Pies there with it now. Renee Koff takes it off the ground. Big kick into forward 50 again, and the spoil there by Olsen, but it's taken there, almost taken by the Lady Pies. Lady D's working on it right now, and they need to get this on the other side of the ground, and they need to do it right now. They led for a good part of this game, but right now they trail by a couple of points, 5-4-34 to 5-2-32. Almost getting to desperation time now. They've got to make something happen here. And they do take it off the ruck, but unfortunately they're unable to keep it.
Beiersdorf.
And another kick. Beiersdorf from the sticks, and that's another point.
She's come alive in this game. She really has.
35-32 right now is the score. Yeah, she's been fantastic. And so once again, Alicia Olsen will take the kick from her own back goal square. As they put up the flag for the point. And kick going out wide, looking for a target. And then it bounces back, and it's going to bounce right into the hands of Beiersdorf, who kicks it again towards the sticks. And it's going to skip and roll and make it all the way out to the boundary, but not completely out, or is it? Looks like that's out of bounds. Yeah, that'll be a boundary throw-in. But once again, good result for the Lady Pies, as it will be in their left forward pocket. Looking to add points. Demons just looking to try and see if they can take back the lead. And here we go.
Schultz
tries to get it out to Wuchner. Race for it now along the far boundary, and that's going to go out. Still not a bad result for the Lady Demons, as they do have another crack at the ball along the wing on the far boundary there. And kick back towards the Lady Pies territory. Race for the ball once again, and Lady D is getting in and getting after it, but at this point they've got to start moving it. They've got to get it to the other end of the ground. And right now, New York is just stopping them up every chance they can get. And we've got a whistle there, and I believe they'll ball it up once again.
I think the idea here, Bill, is they gotta relieve some of the pressure and get the ball, work the ball wide a little bit, because New York's going to win those balls in tight just about every time.
Well, the main pressure they have to get rid of right now is scoreboard pressure, because time's a wasted and they're trailing. And once again, Lady Pies looking to work it around there. A handball goes out to Hemingway now. Hemingway gets around traffic, is able to get it to the boot. And let's see here. That'll be taken through, and that'll be, looks like another point. So they keep giving up points, but at some point, if these behinds build up too much, you're going to talk about being at least a straight kick down. So the Lady D's need to work it. And Olsen now trying to find Reel. And
that's going to be a free kick. Yeah, remember, for those of you who aren't familiar, if the ball if on a kick-in from that back pocket, it's got to touch somebody, but we can't go straight out. It's a free kick. It's almost as if it's on the full. As the kick comes in short, they go towards goal. Wuchner, or rather that's Schultz who's in there, and then they tie up. That dance, by the way, right before the behind is called the Funky Kim. That's maybe not. I don't know. I don't know. It was some nice fancy footwork by Hemingway, and like I said, there's a lot of ways for her to beat you, and we've said it multiple times during the course of the broadcast. She's having, I think, she's playing, I think, some of her best footy, and we've seen that not only here but for the national team and also for at the Central Regionals in racing as it skirts by. This might be the chance here.
Staveline's got it.
Staveline picks it up, but she has a lot of distance between her and her full forward. But Davidson's going to run on. It's Davidson versus Williams. Davidson has it. She's able to elude one tackler barely. She handballs it on. This is when Boston has to pounce. But in the end, it's going to be Elliott who's able to get to it and kicks it away. Boston's got to figure out a way to put the pressure on here. Beiersdorf tried to kick it somewhere, but she couldn't get the ball to boot. And we have a whistle. And that's it.
That's it, full time.
A very exciting game here. Really, I think either team deserved to win, but it is the Lady Magpies that come home in front. And the final scoreline in the final game here from the East-West Showdown at Tibbetts Brook Park. The New York Lady Magpies, 5 goals, 6 behinds, 36 points. The Boston Lady Demons, 5-2, 32. And I'll say this, I think both teams should be really happy of their performances on the day, especially the Lady Demons, who really stepped it up. Wuchner kicked those 2 goals early on, but every single person on that team, I think, really stepped up and played well. So it'll be interesting to see. As we said, Wuchner's only going to be here for 3 months for the completion of this 2015 season. But, they don't want to get too used to her. But every little thing they can learn from her is going to be very important as this club moves on.
Great performance from both clubs today, obviously. I'm a little biased coming from the Boston area, but at the same time, New York, they did this whole thing. They put on this whole effort, and good to see them come away with at least a win there. So it's one of those kind of half and half kind of things. But one thing we did learn today when it comes to being on a footy field, there are 2 ways to do things. There's the wrong way, and there's the Hemingway.
It is, and she played fantastic. I think for me, she definitely was best on ground for New York. You can make the argument as far as overall. We saw some great performances from Jessica Strada of San Francisco, as well as Brett Brower, San Francisco. And, of course, you have to give it up for Wuchner, who in her first game in the U.S.A., her first 2 games of the U.S.A., really showed her class and played well. And I think, it's great when we can get players like her to come over and play. So it'll be interesting to see, what the future sort of leads for that. And hopefully both sides can take a lot out of it.
So I guess the next question is goal of the day, because you talked about both Estrada and Hemingway, and both of them had beautiful kicks from an off angle that just went straight and true.
I think you sort of have to give a little bit of the nod to Wuchner, I think, because if I remember correctly, I think hers was on the run.
Yeah.
I think that's the little degree of difficulty there. But when an American player can hit a shot like that, that's very well. So hats off to both. I think Wuchner's goal for me is the goal of the day.
All right, well, that's going to wrap things up here from Tibbetts Brook Park in Yonkers, New York. And once again, the final score today, New York 5-6-36 and Boston 5-2-32. On behalf of Stacey Robert, Brian Barish, and also the folks from the Iron Maidens Footy Club who helped us set up today, I'm Bill Robert. Thank you for tuning in. Don't forget, we're online. You can check us out. Our videos are up there. You can go to YouTube and do a search for Stateside Footy. We have selected episodes up there. If you want to watch the whole shooting match, 64, 65 episodes, they're all up on our Vimeo page. It's vimeo.com/Stateside Footy TV. Follow us on Facebook. Like us there at Stateside Footy TV. And also follow us on Twitter. It's at @BillR_SS Footy. The website is StatesideFootyTV.com. Until next time, thank you very much for tuning in to Stateside Footy.